Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Simple English Talks. I'm so happy you're joining us today, and if this is your first time here, welcome to the family. We make English easy, fun, and practical, and today is going to be a really great episode for you.
Hey there, wonderful listeners. It's so good to have you here. I was just thinking this morning about how many people tell us they understand English when they read it, but the moment someone speaks, they feel totally lost. Does that sound familiar to you?
Oh, it sounds very familiar. You know, when I was learning another language, I always felt fine reading the textbook. But then a native speaker would talk to me, and my brain would just freeze. I couldn't catch a single word. It's such a common experience.
And that's exactly why today's topic is so important. Today we're talking about slow English listening and speaking, how to understand natural conversations, how to speak more clearly and confidently, and how to practice every single day without feeling overwhelmed.
By the end of this episode, you're going to have real tools you can use immediately. You'll know how to listen more effectively, how to ask for help when you don't understand, and how to start speaking in simple, clear sentences that people actually understand.
We want to hear from you today. Tell us in the comments, when you listen to English, what's the hardest part for you? Is it the speed, the vocabulary, the accent? Write your answer below so we can help you better in future episodes.
And before we dive in, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to Simple English Talks so you never miss a lesson. We post new episodes regularly, and every single one is designed to help you grow your English skills in a natural, stress-free way.
All right, let's get started. We're going to take this nice and slow, just like the title says. So sit back, relax, and let's learn together.
So let's start with listening, because this is where most learners feel the most frustration. You sit down, you press play on a podcast or a video, and within 30 seconds, you've already lost the meaning. It happens to almost every English learner. But here's the truth. Listening is a skill, and like any skill, you can improve it with the right practice.
That's such a good point. Listening isn't just about hearing sounds. It's about training your brain to recognize patterns, connect words, and understand meaning even when you don't catch every single word. You don't need to understand 100% to understand the message. Most native speakers don't even catch every single word in a fast conversation.
Right. And this is really important for learners to hear. The goal isn't to understand every word. The goal is to understand the main idea. We call this listening for gist. It means you're listening for the big picture, not the tiny details.
Let me give you some examples. Imagine someone says, "Hey, I was wondering if you wanted to maybe grab some food later after work, like maybe around 6 or 7? Now, a learner might hear, "Hey, wondering, food, after work, 6, 7. And that's actually enough to understand the message. Someone wants to eat food with you after work at around 6 or 7 o'clock.
Exactly. You don't need every single word. Your brain fills in the gaps using context. Context means the situation, the setting, and the words around the ones you missed. So when you practice listening, don't stop the audio every time you miss a word. Keep going and see what you can understand at the end.
Here's a simple formula for better listening. First, listen once without stopping. Just listen and catch what you can. Second, listen again and notice the words you understand. Third, listen one more time and focus only on one new word or phrase you want to learn. This three-step method is simple, slow, and very effective.
I love that method. And I also want to say, choosing the right content really matters. If you're a beginner or intermediate learner, don't start with fast news broadcasts or complicated movies. Start with content made for learners, like this podcast. Use content where the speaker talks at a comfortable pace, uses clear pronunciation, and repeats important ideas.
Can you think of a time when you tried to listen to something and it was just too fast? Write it in the comments. We'd love to know what kind of content you find most difficult. And if you found something that works for you, share that too. Other listeners will thank you for it.
Another great tip is to use subtitles as a bridge, not a crutch. That means you can start by reading the subtitles while you listen. But slowly, over days or weeks, try covering the subtitles and relying only on your ears. Each time you do this, your listening muscle gets a little stronger.
So to quickly review this section, listening is a skill you build over time. Listening for the main idea is more important than catching every word. And using a slow, step-by-step method, listen once, listen again, focus on one new thing, is a really powerful way to practice. Give it a try this week.
Now let's talk about speaking, because this is the part that makes so many learners nervous. A lot of people feel fine listening or reading, but the moment they have to open their mouth and speak English, their heart starts beating faster and their brain goes blank. We've all been there, haven't we?
Oh, absolutely. I remember a student once told me that she knew all the vocabulary and grammar rules, but when she tried to speak, everything disappeared. The words just wouldn't come. And the reason for that is that speaking requires a different kind of practice. It's not about knowing the words, it's about being comfortable producing them in real time.
And the most important thing to know is this: you don't need to speak fast to speak well. In fact, speaking slowly and clearly is actually more impressive than speaking fast and messy. Native speakers slow down when they want to be understood. Teachers slow down. Doctors slow down. Slowing down is a sign of confidence, not weakness.
Here are some real-life situations where speaking slowly and clearly is really important. Imagine you're asking for directions. "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the train station?" If you say this slowly, clearly, and politely, the other person will understand you perfectly. Now imagine you're ordering food at a restaurant. "I'd like the chicken sandwich, please, with no onions." Slow and clear. Perfect.
Let's also talk about sentence structure, because this is the foundation of clear speaking. The basic English sentence structure is subject plus verb plus object, and that's it. Let me give you examples. I need water. Subject is I, verb is need, object is water. Simple, clear, understood. She wants coffee. Subject is she, verb is wants, object is coffee.
When learners try to say too much at once, that's often when speaking breaks down. They want to say a complicated sentence, they get lost in the middle, and the whole thing collapses. The trick is to say one simple idea at a time. First idea, pause. Second idea, pause. It sounds professional and clear.
Here's a quick practice activity. I want you to try saying these sentences out loud right now, slowly and clearly. Ready? First, I'm learning English every day. Second, can you speak more slowly, please? Third, I don't understand. Could you repeat that? Say each one out loud. Pause after each one. Feel how natural it sounds when you take your time.
Did you say them? Write, "I did it," in the comments if you practiced just now. We love to hear that you're actively using the lesson. And don't worry if it felt a little strange at first. Speaking out loud always feels a little strange when you're learning, but it becomes natural very quickly with practice.
Let's also compare formal and informal speaking. In a casual conversation with a friend, you might say, "Hey, can you say that again?" But in a more formal situation, like a job interview or a business meeting, you would say, "I'm sorry, could you please repeat that?" Same idea, different level of politeness. Both are correct. It just depends on the situation.
Great section. To review, speaking slowly is a sign of confidence, not weakness. Use simple subject-verb-object sentences. Say one idea at a time, pause, then continue. And adjust your level of formality based on the situation. These are the tools of a strong, clear speaker.
Now we're going to look at something really practical. How to handle everyday conversations when English gets a little faster than you're comfortable with. Because even if you practice with slow content, real life doesn't always wait for you. People talk at their natural speed, they use informal language, and they expect you to keep up. So let's get you ready for that.
The most useful skill you can develop for real conversations is knowing how to manage the conversation, how to slow it down when you need to, how to ask for help without feeling embarrassed, and how to keep the conversation going even when you miss something. These are tools that even confident speakers use every day.
Let's start with the most useful phrases for asking someone to slow down or repeat themselves. These are essential. Write these down if you can. First, I'm sorry, could you say that again? Second, could you speak a little more slowly, please? Third, I'm not sure I understood. Can you explain that differently? And fourth, sorry, could you repeat the last part?
These phrases are polite, natural, and native speakers use them too. You are not showing weakness when you ask someone to repeat. You are showing that you care about understanding correctly. That is actually a very mature and intelligent way to communicate. Many learners feel embarrassed to say, "I don't understand," but really, it's the smart thing to do.
Here's a little scenario. Imagine you're at a shop and the cashier says something quickly that you don't catch. Instead of just nodding and hoping for the best, you can say, "I'm sorry, could you say that again?" The cashier will repeat it. Simple. You understood. Problem solved. That one phrase just saved a whole awkward situation.
Let me give you some more everyday conversation examples with common phrases. When meeting someone new. Nice to meet you. My name is, what's yours? When making plans. Are you free this weekend? Maybe we could meet for coffee. When giving your opinion. I think that's a really good idea. When agreeing. You're right, I think so too. When disagreeing politely. That's interesting, but I see it a little differently.
These phrases cover so many situations. And notice how simple they are. Short sentences. Common words. Easy to say slowly. You don't need advanced vocabulary to have a real conversation. You need the right phrases used at the right time.
Here's a tip about tone and delivery. When you speak, your voice should sound relaxed and friendly. Don't rush. Don't try to sound like a fast native speaker. Instead, think about speaking the way a kind teacher speaks, clearly, warmly, at a pace that makes the listener comfortable. That's actually the most attractive kind of English to listen to.
Let's do a mini practice right now. I'll say something, and I want you to respond out loud. Ready? Here it is. Hi, how are you doing today? Pause. Did you say something? Even just, I'm good, thanks, or I'm fine, how are you? That counts as real speaking practice. Every single response you give out loud is training your speaking brain.
Tell us in the comments what you said. Write your response below, even a short one. We read every comment and we love seeing your English in action. Remember, there's no perfect answer. Any response is a great response when you're practicing.
Keep in mind that real conversations don't need to be long or complicated. You can have a wonderful, meaningful conversation using simple, slow English. The goal is connection, making the other person feel heard and understood. That's what communication is really about.
To close this section, here's your structure review. First, learn key phrases for managing conversations, asking to slow down or repeat. Second, use short, simple sentences with common words. Third, focus on sounding warm and relaxed, not fast. These three things will make you a much more confident everyday English speaker.
Okay, let's talk about mistakes. And I want to start by saying, both of us have made all of these mistakes ourselves. So please don't feel embarrassed if you recognize yourself here. Mistakes are not a sign that you're bad at English. They're a sign that you're actually trying. And that's the only way to improve.
That's so true. And honestly, some of the most common mistakes in English, listening, and speaking are really logical mistakes. Mistakes that make perfect sense if you think about them a certain way, but just happen to be wrong in English. So let's look at them together.
Mistake number 1. Trying to translate word by word. Many learners listen to English and immediately try to translate each word into their own language. The problem is that by the time you've translated the first word, the speaker has already said 5 more. Your brain gets stuck, and you lose the whole sentence. The correction? Train yourself to think in English, even a little bit. Don't translate, just absorb.
For example, if someone says, "It's raining cats and dogs," don't try to picture actual cats and dogs falling from the sky and then wonder what that means. Just learn the whole phrase as one unit of meaning. It's raining very heavily. When you learn phrases as chunks, not individual words, listening becomes so much easier.
Mistake number 2. Speaking too fast to sound fluent. This is a really common one. Learners think that speaking quickly equals speaking well, so they rush through their sentences and end up with messy pronunciation and confused listeners. But fluency is not about speed. Fluency is about smoothness. A smooth, slow sentence is much better than a fast, broken one.
Incorrect. I want to go to the market today. Can I go with you? That's impossible to understand. Correct. I want to go to the market today. Can I go with you? See how much clearer the second one is? Slow down. Put small pauses between ideas, and your speaking improves immediately.